one of the greatest hosts we had this week past weekend at the Formidable off card. Bloodties,
Killah.
killing the.
Killah. What's poppin', my boy?
Yeah, how you doing? How you doing, bro?
I'm chilling.
You breaking up a little bit. No, that TV got you. Oh, I got to hear you. Hey, you might have to come back in, bro. You might have to go out and come back in. Hold on. No, 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 you good now. You good. You good. You good. Let me see. Hold on, man. Okay, there we go. Oh, you was good before you left. It
Oh,
had
my
just
bad.
cleared up. Okay.
Right. My bad. I just put the little earbud in. My fault. But yeah, man, I appreciate you letting me get that little experience under my belt with that hosting shit. That shit was fun as hell, man. That was a dope event in my eyes. So that even you should definitely be patting yourself on the back right now, my nigga. You did that, like to see all of your planning and shit coming to fruition. Yeah, maybe it could have been a better turnout, but the event, sorry, I'm over pleased with that shit. Definitely over pleased with that shit, and definitely, yeah, we gonna get to it though. You definitely did your shit, bro.
Appreciate it. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and start like where well, from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, your body bag gang brothers,
Man,
Mozzie and Wapp and Solid gang.
salute both them boys. Salute both them boys. Body bags. Y'all know what it is. Them boys set the tone. Them boys set the tone. I seen a different side of Solid. I seen Solid actually go through a routine of listening and approaching battle rap differently. You know what I'm saying? And not like we all know Solid a rapping ass nigga. Solid to
Right.
out rap any nigga and I put my money on it. You know what I'm saying? But me and that nigga had a few conversations and I was like, bro, we in a different era of battle rap and I seen him trying to put all of that into fruition. You know what I'm saying? And I know shit that a lot of motherfuckers don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I'ma just say salute that nigga Solid. Salute that nigga Solid. If you knew, salute that nigga Solid. But let's get to the fucking Reaper. Every time I hear that little nigga, that little nigga nice, man. And he's still in the learning process. That's why these rappers should be scared, because that nigga's still in the learning process. And once he get it all together, man, that shit is gonna be fucking crazy. But they battle was fucking nuts. Like I say, tone setter. That nigga Mozzie was so fucking bar heavy. So fucking bar heavy. His setups and schemes are nice. And like I said, they only getting better. I gave that battle to Mozzie, you know, with all due respect to Solid, man. Solid's opening, his opening scheme with the way that he was talking to Mozzie, I thought that was genius. I thought that was genius. And a lot of
Yeah.
people don't know
Well,
he was that a lot of that shit was on the fly. You feel me? A lot of that shit was on the fly. That's why I salute that nigga Solid. You know what I'm saying? He came in. I even seen some shit where he humbly gave that boy Mozzie his flowers on camera and his W. So you know, clear win for Mozzie. Great night for Body Bag Gang there.
okay. The second battle, Riri and John Dizzo, another body bag gang member.
Hey, shout out that nigga John Doe. Shout out to Queen Riri. She did her thing. Riri can listen. That girl pen is fucking spectacular, man. That girl pen is spectacular, and the more and more she get comfortable, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Shout out Riri. But John Doe came through and gave us a John Doe. I guess it's safe to say that really none of us have really seen before. You know what I'm saying? And it was enjoyable. Lil Mean, Dre voice, but you know what I'm saying? That nigga came through, he got through that shit. I gave that to John Doe. Riri had a slip up. I think that was kind of due to the heavy content that John kind of laid down, like, and it being so unexpected. You know what I'm saying? But she had a great start, and she was kicking that boy's ass. She was definitely getting her fucking licks back, and we had that little slip. But it was still an enjoyable battle. I gave that to John. You know what I'm saying? Body bag gang shit.
Yeah, what up,
Yeah.
Yema?
Yo,
He just says something in the comments. Yeah, definitely. Another body bag game member, 3 rounders, J.I. and Villain. Talk to me.
it's the game, man. BBG shit, man. It's that BBG shit. That was how I knew. Like I say, Mozzie and Solid, great tone setters. Then we had the whole little incident with John jumping on another plateau of his, you know what I'm saying, greatness and shit. So it elevated a little bit because that shock factor was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And like I heard y'all say already that John was counted out.
Yeah, I
So
already said it. I said no carry it. I told y'all like
but that nigga,
I have
that nigga,
proof
that
of that.
nigga, that nigga came and shut a few people up. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was dope. And then now we got JRP and Villain. You know, they say Villain been on the streak, and we, you know what I'm saying, I all know what the fuck the boy JR do. So the tone to that was set off nice. I will say this. I like to see the elevation in Villain's pen with him being more intricate and explained in different ways with his bars and coming that way. That shit was hard. That shit was hard. But JR came with those haymakers. He came with those haymakers with a cadence that's like unmatched. Shout out my boy JR Penn, man. He like the second person I stepped in front of, and that nigga did his thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a dope ass nigga, and he was dropping a lot of fucking balls. He definitely had a lot of shots for Trey Day in that motherfucker. I don't
Yeah,
think you like the fact of that duck and shit that had that niggas gonna be mad when you say double. Now, fuck it, you call it what it is. Because if you didn't battle with motherfucker, you ducked the motherfucker. This battle rap. JR didn't appreciate that duck. He got on his ass, forcing his ass to draw that weapon. You hear me? But that's that BBG shit. You know what I'm saying? We with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, okay. Cap.
But I get that battle to JR. With all due respect to my boy Villain. With all due respect, but that nigga had some unearthly haymakers, man. And that shit, hey, that nigga JR crazy. That second round was crazy, bro. But yeah, I gave that to JR, man.
That move forward from that. We got Yema
We
and
had the
Molly.
we had the queens coming in there. We had the queens coming in there. As we all know, we know what happened that night. But let's say Molly kicked it off. Molly's pen, a lot of that shit had shocked me. She was fucking cooking. She was fucking cooking. She had that was a different pen. We seen that same type of like cadence with Asi Amore, but I feel like this verse was like penned actually very well. She had a lot of fucking moments in that shit. She jumped in like 5 different pockets in that shit, which led to her running out of breath a little bit, but it was still enjoyable. Yema came through with the presence that we all knew Yema gonna come through with. She has a heavy presence, and she stood on that shit. I believe the beginning of her verse was light. The beginning of her verse was really, really light to me. But she started cooking towards the middle and the end of that bitch. And we definitely had that unsportsmanlike conduct from Molly that we all spoke to her about. You know what I'm saying? I guess in her defense, though, because I did witness it, motherfuckers was stepping on her feet, but there's no excuse. You know what I'm saying? You show respect to a battler like a battler show respect to you. You know what I'm saying? But let's not act like Yima one talking through her shit too. But we all know when you got that little rivalry going on, we know the small quirks that's gonna happen in that shit. So you know what I'm saying? I will say this too. It didn't, to me, in my opinion, it didn't look as heavy as people were trying to make it seem on footage, but you could definitely see it. That's not that. I spoke to Molly a bunch of times about that. You know, that's my sister, and like I told her, them ugly ways overshadowed what she was doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's on her. That's on her. It's just an experience she gonna have to live with, but that don't take away from the fact that her pen was heavier. Her pen was heavier. Um, I feel she outbarred Yima Serafina, even by a long shot. I go on record with saying that. I feel she outbarred Yima Serafina by a long shot. I feel they female testosterone was on full display that night. Yima has a support system that's amazing. Shout out Yima's support system. They do what the fuck they supposed to do and keep her uplifted. Dope ass fucking battle. I don't really want to call that, but I will say Molly outpinned her. But with the sportsmanship shit, I ain't gonna say that's enough to give Yima the battle, but it's not a good look. I will say that. So she outpinned her, but you know what I'm saying. We gotta learn a little bit, folks. You know, but it's a growing process. That's what this platform is for. You know what I'm saying. But it was definite growth in her pen. It was definite growth. Like I say, the end of Yima's round, oh, because I ain't heard nobody say this shit yet, so I want to be the one to say it. And if you hear somebody say it after this, Killah said it first. That fucking yes, the bitch deserved to die, a time to kill. That was my favorite line from you. Motherfuckers don't like when I say that shit sometimes, but that shit was hard for Yima, especially because she's in her learning process and learning how to put her shit together. That fucking line was fucking crazy to me. That line was crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? It showed that growth in her pen. That was a battle rap box. That was a, you feel me? She had moments where she sounded mixtapish and shit, but you know, you have those things when you learning, when you going through that process. But anyway, dope ass battle.
Right. I'm looking forward for that. The main event, me and show off, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Came to the land and shit.
man. You see that shit on that
He
you
said
see the
he
shit
like
on
how he just said he like how you handle yourself on count.
oh yeah. I mean shit, I'm just trying to tell the truth, you feel me, without all the extra shit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. But you and show off. I already knew what a motherfucker was in for. You know what I'm, that was a crazy fucking battle. That nigga show off definitely had a lot of moments in that motherfucker. Definitely. His first round was super heavy. His first round was super heavy. I feel he took that first round easily. In my opinion, respectfully to UK, Ken,
I ain't never
we spoke on
fuck.
this shit. That his first round was fucking heavy. It was heavy to me. He had a lot of. I feel like he was trying to set a tone. You know what I'm saying? But then your first was amazing. Your first was fucking amazing. You had Shorty. I like the way you definitely incorporated that you in there, the dancing and the animation and shit. That's dope to me. How you always remain you. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like it was not enough. Your first round was amazing, but it was not enough to the tone that Show Off had already started. You know what I'm saying? So second round, crazy, crazy, crazy. I believe this was the round where Show had that "I never get to ask you again" scheme, and that shit was crazy to me. I definitely like the way he had
But
certain
his first.
punches in there.
That might have been his first round.
Okay, maybe I'm tweaking. I can I can honor that.
That
That was
bar
one of
was
those
hard.
bars that
That
stick
bar was
out.
hard. Hey, my shit in that first round, I ain't gonna lie. When he first came out the game, he had a lot of shit. But my shit, we started out with the Doug Funny scheme, the Dub scheme. I fuck with
Yeah.
that. Definitely fuck. I used to
Yeah,
watch
man.
Doug like a motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. I used to watch the shit out of that
Yeah.
cartoon.
Y'all niggas was in there talking, man. Y'all niggas was in there talking, man. I gave him the second. But you had your moments in there too. You had your moments in there too. And I definitely like on camera, it looked like this to me. It looked like you was a little nervous in the first, you know what I'm saying? But you shook that shit off. And in the second, you can tell more that you was shaking that shit off. The third was super light to me for sure. You know what I mean? I was like, and then he had that slip up. I don't know if that was due to Yema with her support and she threw him off or whatever the case may be. But he definitely fucked up in that third. And but I like the way he can bring it back. I love the way that nigga rebuttal shit. That nigga rebuttal game is crazy. And I was definitely taking notes with that shit. Like, okay, I like how poised he is as he's doing this shit to kind of throw it out. You know what I'm saying? He's a great showman and shit. You know what I'm saying? That
He
third was
definitely
just
do that
light
shit.
to
He
me,
sell that shit well.
especially due to the slip up. You know what I'm saying? And but he had some great rebuttals in that shit. And I feel like you took that third, you definitely brought it home. I don't know what it is Gage said to you, but it obviously gave you some type of, you know what I'm saying, calm and shit. And you got through that third, and it was hard. You feel me? It was hard, but I get a battle to show 2-1. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that shit, you should be fucking proud of yourself though, because the shit is showing on the camera. G, you had a lot of moments in that bitch to where that shit was undeniable. Like I was like, damn, and I was definitely you was in a bag that I've never seen before, so I could tell. Like I was wondering why the fuck you was so off the grid before the battle and shit at times. That shit was super sporadic, especially closer to the battle. But now I understand why, shorty. Like, I was like, damn. That was good shit. That was good shit. You should definitely be proud of yourself and pat yourself on the back. I think a lot of people had you counted out completely.
They did. They
I
did.
feel like you walked away from that fight. Like, yeah, that's how a man walk away from a fight with some bruises to show that nigga I was in a fight. But you walked away. You walked away in perfect health in my eyes. Like niggas, I feel like you were supposed to be squashed. You know what I'm saying? With his experience level and even due to like his pen and his skills. Like I feel like a lot of people have had you like counted out, period. Like with this nigga and never flinched and took your hits like a man and gave them right back. I feel like you should be. I don't think you've been giving yourself enough credit. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give you your flowers, right, shorty. That shit was amazing. Word to Majay, that shit was fucking dope, shorty. Like you did not let me down and disappoint. That shit was crazy. Like, and take this shit as a learning experience because niggas can't do that shit, shorty. Like a lot of niggas can't do what you just did, shorty. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas can't do that. So salute you, nigga, because you did that shit, shorty. Like, we still talking about that shit, and not because I'm doing this shit right here. Like, we talking about that shit because we still finding little gems and shit. Like, shorty, that shit was fucking crazy. Oh my fucking one gun, two pops. Other gun, two pops. Shit look like I'm pop locking. Oh, another notable mention from you though that when the standover show line, the way you performed that and executed that, I was like, oh That's how I knew you was in that bag. You was in a fucking bag. I was like, shorty, okay. That was another one of your most confident moments in that battle too. And that's an honorable mention for that bar, because that was a nice bar, and the execution was like, that nigga been practicing. So shit on my mama. But overall, great fucking card. I would encourage motherfuckers to get the fuck out to the next event is the God and Goddesses battle, right?
What you just said?
What's the next card? The God and Goddesses joint?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the next card. That's the next
Man, I'm
card.
trying to tell y'all, man, y'all need to come out. This man events be popping, man. This man events be popping. I didn't get a chance to be on this card and shit because we couldn't find an op that was worthy. But this nigga cards be popping, man. Y'all better
Unfortunately.
get in tune, man. You say what?
I said unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause definitely would have had you on that card, man. Sun
Oh man,
God.
you know it's man, shout out my boy fucking Sonny Rose, and that's another motherfucker that I wish was on that fucking card. Dre Day, shout out that nigga Dre Day, man. It's like I don't know, man. Sometimes niggas be scared to come outside, bro. And it's like, damn, so you have these situations where niggas like me and Dre Day can't get a plate because niggas don't want to come outside, man. Niggas be picking and choosing with who they come outside with. So that's crazy.
Yeah,
But
that should be.
oh, but I do battle. I do battle on the 22nd on the Spit Your Shit card. So you motherfuckers that's looking right now, man, come check a motherfucker out, man. I definitely got a lot of making up to do. You know what I'm saying? So on the 22nd, I'm going crazy on this nigga G Night. On the Spit Your Shit card, mark my words too card. Shout out Trey Ball too, man. Shout out that nigga Trey Ball. He been showing me a lot of love on this platform. Shout out that nigga Trey Ball and Sonny Roland over there at Spit Your Shit.
Yeah. Check out Spitzer shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta show them niggas love. Definitely much love to War Words. That's my home. You know what I'm saying? Any nigga wanna see a nigga. Any nigga wanna see a nigga. I swear to God, all you gotta do, hit that nigga Ken up. Hit that nigga Ken up. Hit that nigga Ken up, bro. I'm trying to see some niggas. I'm trying to see some niggas. You already know how I'm coming, and check the music out on all platforms. Bloodties, Killah, Apple Music, Spotify's, and the Instagrams, and the Facebooks, and all that shit. I'm on all that shit. Check that shit out. We in motion. Check the movie Win for Losing out. Shout out my homie Will Gates. He out here putting on for Chicago on the director side. Shout out Moneybags, the producer, because that nigga got the beats and the studio. He going crazy with this shit. I got a song on the movie, so I had to shout that shit out.
Good.
On the real.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, I appreciate you coming up here, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always be a pleasure. You in the building, man.
Man, you
Man,
know it's all love.
definitely gonna get back to it, man. Gotta get back to work soon.
I love my boy, man. Keep doing that shit. Never forget, man. You did that shit. Watch. You gonna see in a minute, though. It's your time, my boy.
Yeah, salute, man. Appreciate it, gang.
Love, boy.
Yep. Blood ties.